Mako with your Prime sub and Real Loon Gun. Appreciate that. Alright, guys, here we go. Spawning down here in the bottom right-hand side of Backwater, the red Protoss. It is Neeb. And his opponent up here in the top left-hand side in the blue, the Zerg player. It is Jin-ass Rogue. Interestingly, Neeb here went for a 14 pylon in the wall, and I believe this is specifically so he can get this probe over there early enough to block, but I actually didn't think you could block the hatchery in time on this map. And he's going to get there so fast. He's actually going to get there in time to block a 16 hatch. He cancelled a probe. We're going back, guys. This is not going to be the most play-by-play cast. This is going to be a very analytical cast. This is the semi-finals of the Hangzhou tournament in China. Does he cancel this pylon, this probe, to get that pylon down? How does he get this over there so fast? How is Neeb so good at video games? He goes for a 14 pylon and blocks the Nexus? What? Alright, that's the only instant rewind I'm going to do. I didn't even know you could do that on this map. How bad am I at this video game to not realize how freaking awesome pros are? That's crazy. I'm really surprised he got there in time to block a 16 hatch from Rogue. And Rogue here wants to get the hatchery down, keeps fighting, keeps attacking that probe, forces the pylon, and then goes for the third. The hatchery effectively delayed by about 20 seconds. And now the gas in the pool going down behind that. But Rogue got to be annoyed at this opening. And Neeb just so happy to mess up Rogue's opening. Back at home, gateway into gas here. One worker on gas. Notice he's optimizing his mineral mining. 16 on minerals and just rallying extra ones onto the gas. He's going to go for a Nexus there. And the probe in the main looks like it's been harassing a little bit as well. You can see he's actually trying to occupy the mineral patches by mining from them, but then he's breaking contact just before he harvests the 5 minerals, which resets it and allows him to start doing it again. He accidentally stays on that one a few seconds too long. But what that does is while he's occupying, because only one worker can mine from a patch at a time, it makes Rogue's workers automatically say, hey, I can't mine from this patch, and they try to go and mine elsewhere. Now, he didn't actually check for that fast expansion. He's going to come back in and we'll see that expansion is down. So fast third base here for Rogue, and then does start up the Queen production as well. Is not going to be building Overlords. You can see he's just banking the lava. This is the power of delaying that hatchery. If you want to go for the fast third hatch, it's like, oh wait, this hatchery still is not finished. This lava is just sitting there unable to build. And this really does hurt Rogue's opening. Only now, as the hatchery finishes and gives supply, can he actually start building that lava into drones. Still no money to start a second queen either, and probably going to have to go an Overlord even before a second queen, I believe. There we go, Overlord does start up. So queen's very delayed here for Rogue, and just a little bit of a disruption. Now this is something which costs Neeb's money. It costs Neeb money. He did actually have a probe not mining. He was over there kind of, you know, spending his time doing that. And he's going to be going straight for a second adept. Double chrono, so one on each adept. And then he was building a sentry, but he cancelled it and started a stalker. So I think he wants to push back the Overlord here. Good to see him just trying to put on some pressure. Trying to scout inwards, but being very careful. I think he's going to wait for both adepts and then dive in. And he is going to go for an exceptionally fast third behind this, I believe. He's going to put down just a spotting pylon for now. But we are nearing 3 minutes 30. So for you guys who know your timings, 3 minutes 30 is when the adepts suddenly can get surrounded by Zerglings. Seeing so many Zerglings here, I feel like Neeb... Oh, he's actually still going to dive for it. That was a bit of a YOLO maneuver. I think seeing the Zergling count, the wise call would have just been to back off. I don't think he was counting on those 2 Zerglings from behind. Ends up losing those adepts, and that's a real pain in the butt. Only kills 4 Zerglings. And that is not the use you want from those adepts. If you see they've built that many Zerglings, you can just hide in the mineral patch here, threaten a bit, or just run home. Some people will hide in a random corner of the map, come back in later when the Zerglings are probing their wall. Say you see the Zerglings at your front like this as the Protoss player, you can then shade your adepts in. Kill 5 or 6 drones, because the Zerglings are on the other side of the map. And, you know, the Zerg player assumes the adepts went home, but you actually hid them out of the map. So lots of different things Neeb could have done to achieve something a little bit more there. Was not able to do it in that scenario. And is just going to be going for a very fast third base here, which started at about 3 minutes 30. Into a robotics. Into double gas on the natural. Has Adept, Stalker, Sentry. And going up to 4 gateways. So this is a very aggressive kind of production set. You know, a robo and 4 gateways. You can build a lot of scary units. But remember, there's no Twilight, so there's no Glaives. No charge. And yeah, this is definitely something which makes this kind of pure economy and army build from Neeb, right? What's he skipping? No Forge, delayed Twilight Council, no Stargate or anything like that. It's all meaty ground pounding units. An Immortal, Sentries, Stalkers, Adepts. These are all generic fighting units. They don't have a lot of mobility. They don't have a lot of scouting, though Hallucination could be used later. But he's doing this so that he can both expand and build his economy whilst also exerting pressure. As a Zerg player, especially with Rogue's limited vision, you don't know if there's a third or not. Rogue doesn't know what's behind this. He sees an Immortal, a bunch of Zealots being made here. He's like, oh god, this is like the scariest looking thing ever. And this is such a mind game being played by Neeb, because he is actually going for a delayed Warp Prism, but this is not very fast. He went Observer first. He's clearing out the Watchtowers. He's trying to create threat and vision on the map. And oh, Neeb adjusts that Adept just in time. If he didn't do that, those Lings would have slid in and he would have been in huge trouble. But there we go. 3 Adepts warping in at home. Still, the Twilight Council has not even been used, and he's just taking the third base gases. His army's just roaming about. It's not actually doing much, and what is the result of this, guys? Rogue, who has not had information, who kept thinking this is probably an all-in. He's built these Zerglings. He's built Roaches now as well. 8 Roaches out. He's going for upgrades, but his economy is crap. He's at 53 drones versus 62 probes. Neeb has been ahead in economy most of this time, and whilst the upgrades are definitely ahead for Rogue, he's invested in a lot of low-quality units, Roaches and Zerglings. These are not the units you want in the later stages of the game. So I feel like Neeb here has taken a very nice economic edge. He's going to start transferring that into the tech now with the Templar Archives and so on. And Rogue is going to start getting wind of this and say, oh, frack, you've already got a Templar Archives up. God damn it. The only thing that Neeb has really sacrificed is the upgrades. And he's going to start to rectify that now with the first Forge dropping at 6 minutes 25. Such a great amount of threat created by Neeb. You know, I love the way he's played this. He's also gone for a Warp Prism. Just morphed 2 Archons out there with High Templar. He's going to be going for a bit of light pressure. But Rogue already committed to so many units. I don't see him having any trouble with this. Neeb's just going to pick off some Zerglings. It does redrop that Archon there. And going to try and focus down maybe a Roach or the Queen. Ooh, but doesn't want to take too much damage on those Archons. Just pulls out for now. Not a bad choice. The Observer is still with the army right now for Neeb. Surprised he hasn't sent that across to try and meet up with these Archons to clear creep. But for now, just warping in some more Archons, some more Immortals. +1 weapons on the way. And such a fast 4th. Already down at 7 minutes. 74 probes out for Neeb as well. He's going to be able to transition so many probes over to that 4th base. The Archon drops scouting. That's its main function right now. Saying, hey, am I being all in? Sees drones going to the 4th, and that tells him, nope. Rogue is playing an economy game. This allows Neeb to start Storm. It allows him to just probe up and even build that economy even higher. It looks like he's going for 80 plus workers. And 11 Mutalisks are in the way. Rogue going to be going for that tech switch. I don't think Neeb has any idea about that Spire. Notice it's hidden underneath these Overlords in the back. He recalls the Warp Prism home. I don't know if he needed to do that, really. I think he could have just flown home. But hey, gets it out of there. Couple of shield batteries on the front. Massive economy. Extra gateways are now on the way here in that main base. Cannon in the main. Cannon in the third. A second cannon in the third. He knows mutas are a threat. He knows mutas could always come out. And I think especially after seeing a lot of Zerglings and a few Roaches, but no actual sign of Hydra tech or anything like that, he's saying, yeah, yep. I mean, I see drones. I see low-cost units. I don't really see any sign of anything other than this, so just kind of plays safe, even though he wasn't 100% sure. Warp Prism does go down. Rogue's going to have to try to find some damage with this, because Neeb is just scarily high in supply, and even if he kills 10 or 15 probes, which it doesn't look like he's going to be able to, that's not enough. What's he going to do? He's going to get a pylon. A single pylon goes down. Okay, he's going to focus down a few more. This is cute. He's forcing Stalker Warpins. Remember, Neeb cannot get his Archons back into his base. So these Stalkers are going to try to engage into these mutas, but Rogue doing some fancy micro. And behind this, 8 more Mutalisks on the way, as well as +1 on that muta attack. He feels that Neeb is underreacting. He knows Neeb doesn't have Stargates and is just making Stalkers, and he says, you know what, you're not going to make Phoenixes? I'm going to punish you for that. The mutas come in, they take out the cannon, and they bring it up to still only 1 worker killed here by Rogue. Those shield batteries doing wonders, repairing that cannon and those probes. But here we go. Comes back in. Shield batteries are out of energy. Grabs a few workers. He's being a real pain in the butt right now. Yeah. I mean, Neeb just wants to grow a big, healthy economy. Big, healthy economy into a big, healthy army. 85 probes versus 79 workers. It looks like mass Roach Bane. Maybe Ravages as well. Seems to be Rogue's answer here. Rogue's going to have to try and ambush this army, maybe do some Baneling run-bys into the mineral lines. Right now, Neeb, he's barely feeling these losses. Rogue's getting nice and efficient with these Mutalisks. He's starting to get ahead in the units lost just a little bit. Ooh, a couple of missed storms there. But, you know, this is actually really nice damage now. This is really nice. Oh, he storms his own probes. Neeb. Neeb. I don't know if that was the right call. Holy shit, a little bit overeager there. I think he's a little bit annoyed. He wasn't expecting these extra 8 Mutalisks to roll up. And now Rogue's really fishing for the over-response, but there's still no Stargates going down. Neeb's like, no, I know you're a smart late-game player. I feel like if he was playing against Sue, someone who's like super mid-game oriented and takes crazy gambles all the time, I think Neeb might, you know, go for the Phoenixes, go for that. But in this case, he feels safe with it. And oh my god, his whole army's on move command. Oh my god, guys, it's not just you and me. It's not just Bronze League Bobby that that move commands his army into the Roach Bane. It's also Neeb. Holy shit. Loses a bunch of Immortals and a ton of units. What's the units lost? Oh my god, Rogue is up 3,000 resources ahead and the resources lost. But, I mean, Neeb still has Storm. He's still got cannons and batteries. If he can just replenish this army, he should be okay. He's got Blink. He's got +2. 2-1 upgrades are still a while away, so the upgrades are actually kind of slightly ahead for Neeb almost, just because he doesn't have to split the upgrades between his units. Stalkers are coming back, even more probes falling. I mean, Neeb's economy is still so huge. I feel like whenever Protoss is above 66 probes, they don't really care too much about a few probe losses. So it's actually really, really good handling so far by Neeb, but Rogue just fishing for damage, and oh my god! Banelings come in that time. They try to go through the choke. They wash up on the storms. Not a good engage from Rogue. I don't think Rogue can force the issue on this base. I think Rogue needs like drops or run-bys. Maybe break the natural wall. Break the natural wall. Oh my god. Banelings run through. Immortals, Archons, and Storm are taking them out. And here we go. The High Templar are still safe down here in this bottom left-hand side. They need to be protected. The Immortals, the Stalkers are gunning down those Banelings. The Storm is still safe in the back. The wall has fallen, but he did not get any units in. Mutas down there do cancel the 5th base at the same time. Lone Immortal on left-hand side is going to go down. This Immortal here in the red hit points, though, stays alive for now. We've only got 2 Immortals and mostly Stalkers left, but there's still Storm here. Oh my gosh, you got to be careful here as Neeb. Stalkers are not a great combat unit, especially with +2 melee almost finished. Needs more Immortals, more Archons, more Storm, more of these units that are really going to dish out the hurt. That being said, Rogue's army is kind of trash as well. It's just Ravagerling Bane. He's getting Adrenal Glands to buff those Zerglings. Any fight where there's no Archons or Storm left, those Zerglings will ravage Stalkers and Immortals. The question is, can he actually get rid of all the Storms? Can he get rid of all the Archons? Right now, there's no Archons, it's just Storm. A few good Storms do go down. One High Templar dies. Another Baneling does get into the juicy center of those High Templar, but I don't know if it's enough. A few Archons forced to morph here. The Banelings and Lings flooding through, but the Ravagers, there's just not many Ravagers behind it, so even while Neeb's spreading, there's nothing really dealing damage to him. The Cannon's doing work. The Probe's trying to hide from the Banelings. Looks like they're actually going to escape down this bottom side. This Stalker reinforced. Those Archons all surviving. I mean, crashing Banelings into Archons. You've got a superior economy here as Rogue, but remember, guys, he was a few thousand resources ahead. He was 6,000 lost to 9,000. Since then, he has lost 15,000 resources to just 8,000. So he went from being about 50% more efficient to being roughly 50% less efficient in the following engagements. It's a huge swing in the efficiency, and that's just the way Storm, Immortals, and Archons work. In great sized battles, the splash damage is going to come down. It's going to hurt this basic unit comp. Rogue's trying to go Ultras, as well as +3 melee, +2 carapace here. You know, if your opponent goes Tempests, Ultras are really good, especially because the Immortal count's very low from Neeb. The thing is, Neeb is so good at scouting and reacting, and oh no! Zerglings are getting in! Uh-oh! Only a few, though. Only a few. Did reposition that Zealot, and there's a cannon and a battery, so it actually doesn't matter. A few Zealots will clean that up easily. Charge is still not done. Neeb realizes this and finally starts his charge upgrade. A few Zealots there are going to go down. Lings on the 5th are defended. Main base is defended as well. A few Lings make it into the natural. You do not want to fight Adrenal 2-1 Zerglings with probes, though. Storm has to be used. And a few probes fall, but still up at 71 probes. Rogue up at 86 drones. He's got a ginormous economy. But we're on backwater, and he just, you know, even though he's been causing chaos, and I feel like on any other map, after Neeb's sloppy first move command engage, Rogue would have got in there and done some huge damage. Rogue hasn't been able to use the chaos to find his way into the economy. He's going to get 2 Archons and the 5th High Templar that didn't have an Archon to merge with. I mean, Rogue's finding damage. Like, he's showing he's very good at this stage of the game. That Zergling gets 2 probes before the Zealots save the day. These Zerglings run in as well. Rogue trying to overwhelm here, but it's just the fact that there's so few angles to come from. I feel like on any other map, Rogue definitely pushes this game over into a victory, but not on Backwater. On Backwater, you kind of need to be able to win the frontal fight, and without Broodlords on the way, I feel like Rogue's missed an opportunity. I think in a game, like this, he's saying, look, the standard transition is Broodlords. Neeb's probably got 3 Stargates. He's probably already making Tempest and an Oracle. He's just going to pick him away from afar, pull back, and then engage me with Storms once the Broodlords are gone. And, it'll be a waste of money. But in this case, Neeb completely ignored that tech path. He's been so on the defense, it actually would have worked amazingly. These 4 Immortals in the back are going to have to try and take down these Ultralisks coming in. The Archons are taking some big damage. Oh, Banelings down there. Juicy Banelings. Archons trying to morph. Nice stutter step, though. Good micro from Neeb. Now, 1 exposed Immortal in the front. Looks like it will be going down, but these Ultras are going to fall as well. And there we go. The Archon's finished. The Ultras get chased down by the Blinkstalkers. The Ravager's going to fall as well because there's a big Zealot counterattack. They just took out the 5th. Just took out a ton of drones. This base does have a little bit of mining, but that's a lot of damage. And that's damage which Rogue did not want to take. Losing a few workers here. About 10 workers at this crucial moment. Losing one of the most important mineral-heavy mining bases. And suddenly there's just this very decisive counterattack from Neeb. Mostly Stalkers and Archons. I kind of want him to just go home right now. I don't think pushing over here without Storm's a good idea, yeah. You can see, though, he's forced a mostly Zergling remax out of Rogue. And as you add Archons and Storm in, Zerglings are going to be piss weak, is the technical term. They're just not going to work. They're not going to get the job done. Not at all. So, oh, High Templar in the open. Going to be forced to morph for Archons there. No shield batteries. That Nexus just disappears. I swear, when you get +3 melee and Adrenal, it's like the Zerglings have 2 little lightsabers. And they just slice through everything. They don't give a shit, man. Oh my god. +3, +1 plasma shields is done. No armor upgrades, which makes sense if you're mostly relying on Archons for your meat in the later stages. Plasma shield's the more valuable upgrade. And it's just Ultraslings and Banes right now for Rogue, but Rogue's just down. Rogue just hasn't been able to take the efficient fights. Still 6,000 resources lost behind. Killing this base was cool. Income-wise, Rogue's ahead, right? But maybe Vipers would have been nice against this army, whether abduct a few Immortals and Archons into your Ultraling, or drop some nice Blinding Clouds when you get a surround. Both of those can work. It's just that the problem with Storm is, that doesn't get stopped by Blinding Cloud. You're playing Neeb. He's going to be quick on his feedbacks. So there's going to be certain angles you just cannot land Blinding Clouds from. Definitely might be worth trying. Oh, he's going for it, actually. He does have Vipers here. There's just too much Protoss, though. He just doesn't have enough ground units. The Vipers are too little too late here. Still no Broodlords out. And I feel like that's a real missed opportunity for Rogue here. Broodlords would have been splendid against this pure ground army from Neeb. But Rogue, maybe trying to meta a little bit. Didn't go for that tech. Does land a Blinding Cloud, abducts an Immortal. You got to be really careful when you abduct in this sort of compositional battle, because if you abduct an Immortal or an Archon into your Banelings, goodbye 20 Banelings. You got to make sure those Banes are on a separate control group, separate move command to make sure you do that. GG's. And Rogue taps out. Neeb. An amazing opening from Neeb. But I gotta say, I feel like... Oh, Alt F4? Please tell me I Alt F4'd quick enough. I did. But yeah, his move command out almost lost him that game. The Mutas. I mean, that's actually the Mutas in a nutshell. I like seeing that sort of thing from Neeb. Where it's like... Okay, you've gone some Mutas. Like, I've got cannons and shell batteries, and here's some Stalkers. Like, you're not gonna get damaged. Just fucking leave. And anybody would leave. Anybody would leave, or they'd stop getting damaged. And Rogue's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna build another 8 Mutalisks, and I'm just gonna keep picking at you. And he started flying between those bases, and he was like, here's a few probes. Here's a few probes. I'm over your mineral line. Oh, storm your own probes. Okay, the Mutas will fly away. The probes will die to your own storm. Very, very cool play by Rogue there, and you could tell Neeb was like, he was like getting pulled this way, getting pulled that way. He was like, can you fucking stop it? Just let me fucking kill you. This opening was great for me. I'm in a great position. And he's just like, well, time to go push. Let's go. Moves out. Banelings crash in from all sides. Rogue's like set up with the surround, and you're like, oh, this would be the most tilting way to lose the game. But Neeb hangs on in large part thanks to backwater, but it's also his skill. You know, it's his skill. It's his skill as well. It's a little bit of both. Let's get that scoreboard updated. All right, guys. Here we go. Game 2 of Neeb versus Rogue. Down here in the bottom right-hand side on a map which is going to have a few more ways to attack his opponent if he gets the game as down and dirty, and that's that last one. In the blue, it's Jin Air Greenwings Rogue. And his opponent up here in the top left-hand side, the red Protoss player, the king of the West, the WCS many time champion. It is Neeb. And reigning champion as well, actually. We're about to go into WCS Austin. I'm super excited and pumped to be casting that event. Neeb won 3 events last year. And, sorry, no, he's not the reigning champion. What am I talking about? Cyril's the reigning champion. In Leipzig. It's Cyril vs. Showtime. Who knocked Neeb out? Showtime in the round of 8? Was it round of 8 or round of 16 where Showtime beat Neeb? Someone in chat, let me know. I'm trying to remember. Having a mental blank right now on what Neeb's run looked like. But Neeb did win 3 of the 4 WCS championships last year. No doubt will be killing it this year again. We'll have to see how he does go. No scout for Neeb here. He's like, yeah, if you early pool, I care not. I don't think you're going to early pool. You're Rogue. I'm going to do a really economic opening. And just going to go Gateway Core. And no doubt we'll put another tech structure there with a nice little single space gap in between. So we're going to scout after Cybercore. One of the nice kind of openings that really just allows you to get out everything so quick. One I've been meaning to learn this build at some point. Haven't gotten around to it just yet. And looks like Rogue here with a hatch gas pool. Got both queens, 4 Zerglings on the way. Neeb's going to come in. He's like, yeah, I'm going to take this mineral patch. That's mine. Probably go to the 3rd base, I think. Alright, he's just going to patrol out there for now. See if there's any Zerglings that try to get across the map. Oh! It's got like the star. Alright, going to run home. 2 Zerglings going to go that way. 2 through the middle. Zergling speed is on the way. 2 workers pulled off gas. And there is a Stargate at home. Interestingly though, Neeb did not delay Warp Gate research. So the Overlord, seeing that spinning, may not expect Stargate play. Currently at the high level of play, you look for that Cybercore. And if it's not spinning, then it's Stargate. But he saw it spinning straight away. And I think Rogue... if this is a Phoenix first, I think it's going to be kind of bad for Rogue because it will get 2 Overlord kills quite easily. And I don't think Rogue's going to spot that Stargate till quite late. So good moves by Neeb. Second Adept is coming across the map. These 2 Zerglings were waiting for it. The Overlord was spotting. Rogue's going to dart in and get a scout with these Zerglings as well as harass and be a little bit annoying. Back behind this, he does have 2 Zerglings at home with 4 more on the way. Nice micro from Neeb. 4 probes pulled to fight. The weakened one pulls back. But there we go. This is the micro you need as Rogue. Very nice. Neeb screws up his shade a little bit. The Adepts are spread. Does get 2 drones, though. Ooh, these Adepts do get surrounded, unfortunately. Didn't quite slide into the gap. Is he going to get a 3rd, though? Gets a 3rd drone. And he's going to shade out for now, but probably going to get hunted down by those Zerglings. Speaking of Zerglings. Oh, my God. They managed to get a probe, finally. I think that's the only probe. Yeah, that is the only probe, but they see what's going on. They know it's an Oracle first. This Adept did actually get home. But right now, there's nothing in the wall. Neeb realizes what's happening, though. He's like, yeah, I've got to wall this off to make sure I don't die right now. His Adept being out of the wall, chasing those Lings, means he's got to put that gateway down. And nice little bit of momentum here for Rogue, I think, with those 2 Zerglings forcing a little bit of miss micro on the other side of the map. Neeb losing his 2 Adepts again. And I feel like, you know, this is not something you want. Oh, cancels the gateway there. Hot damn. Rogue tries to dive in, doesn't quite get there. Oracle and the Phoenix are coming in main base right now. There is a Queen and a Spore there, though. Should be able to defend that. The Overlord spots this, so Neeb rotates. He says, nah, let's just kill the Overlord, get the free damage, and back off. 4 Adepts are out for Neeb. Now, Neeb may try to join these up. He's building a 2nd Oracle. So I think he's going to dive with 5 or 6 Adepts and the double Oracle and see what he can get done. That Phoenix kills the Overlord. This Oracle just backing off, saying, look, you're really well defended. You've got heaps of queens. Let's just stay back. And that's totally fine because worker count-wise, we are seeing the worker lead for Neeb. The question is, can Neeb do a little bit more direct damage here? You know, he's looking good in the units lost, but can he do that while keeping his third alive? We've got +1 melee on the way for Rogue, a Baneling Nest as well. Rogue has 15 Zerglings on the map. He's starting to drone a little bit harder. Rogue looking for information. He sees the third, sees that it is quite late. And that Zergling tries to get in, sees the second Oracle, and he knows there's units coming. There's got to be more Lings on the way. Yeah, Rogue here is like, okay, I know what you're up to. Queen's pulling to the front. 3 Queens going to start to engage these Adepts. This is a lot of Adepts. They are going to cancel, though, which is the right call. They've got to pull back. The Oracles aren't here just yet. They're coming across the map now. I think Neeb wants to get a little bit more out of this. I feel like maybe he's missed a bit of a timing window to just dive and do damage. He's engaging on the Queens. I think, yeah, this is right. Let the Shade finish. There's no Banelings. The Oracles turn on their laser beams. If you engage 2 Oracles and that many Adepts with pure Zerglings, you're crazy. But Neeb missed up the whole position. He missed it up. He messed up the whole position. And so didn't actually get to focus fire too much. Does focus a few drones before shading 3 of those Adepts out. The Oracles, though, used up a ton of their energy. They don't have a lot of energy left. And they're going to dive on this third, but no way, you're going to lose a queen. Oh, no, that Oracle. Oh, my God, does manage to get out of there. A total of 11 workers killed, but right now, it's Revenge of the Zerglings. I don't know. Is there a... Oh, there's a shield battery up. Neeb, you got to get these sentries in this gap. This is so many Zerglings. The Oracles, only one of them has energy to help right now. Neeb, what are you doing? Get back in the corner. You can't be out there, buddy. Ooh, okay. Big balls, Neeb. He knows his limits a lot better than me. I would have shat the bed really hard, but Neeb almost kind of baits the Zerglings in there. And, you know, sometimes I watch a Protoss player and I think I'm watching myself, and then I remember there's people who are actually good at StarCraft out there, times 1,000. And one of those players' names is Neeb. He doesn't shit the bed nearly as much as me, and he's doing really good. So I think Neeb's feeling pretty happy about this position right now. 63 probes versus 60 drones. Yeah, he did end up killing a lot of those Zerglings and getting some Adepts home, so... You know, all things considered, it looks good, but I think Rogue's done a good job. Look at his net of vision. He's got Zerglings everywhere. His creep tumors are all over the place, so he's starting to spread out. And he's going into Hydras and Bane Speed. Still only +1 melee. I wonder if he goes for a range upgrade or a +2 melee. +2 melee, of course, allows Banelings to one-shot probes, as well as just makes your Banelings do more damage. +2 melee, it does seem to be a macro hatch on the way. 4th base already up. So Rogue here, I think he's going to be doing like an 85 drone style. Already up to about 70. Nice catch. Oracles come in. They are going to actually blast down that building Spore as well. 6 kills and 1-3 on the other. These Oracles, I think, have done a pretty damn good job. Where's the Phoenix? Is it still alive? Yes, it is, and it finds an Overlord as well. Ooh, that's a very nice pick-off. More drones on the way here for Rogue. Of course, not droning the gases on the 4th, knowing he's going to be, you know, needing a lot of just mineral units at first. But I think he will see a 7th gas go down. Since he's playing Hydra Bane, and it is, you know, the more Banelings you make, it can get very gas heavy. We may see that. But for now, going to force a few force fields out. Ooh, nice trap there. Going to get a few of these Zerglings. No escape for the Wicked. And, oh, an Archon does go down. Oracles are going to try to punish, but they only take out 1, 2, 3, 4 Zerglings in return for that Archon. A nice pickup by Rogue. This Overseer morph to try and save this Overseer. Are the Hydras going to get there in time? Yes, they are. They're going to say, hello. There goes your Phoenix. Get wrecked, son. Storm is finished for Neeb, though. So upgrades. +1 versus +1. +2 melee, though. Already 2/3 done. No +2 started. Neeb has forgotten that upgrade. A little bit slow on that. Immortal count is at 4. But he's very consistently powering these out from the 3rd base. Non-stop Immortal production at the moment. And with such a fast forethought, looking quite good. 6 High Templar with a massive swathe of energy between them. The problem for Neeb right now is as the creep gets out and the fact that he doesn't have a Warp Prism on the map, with only 1 Robo, I think this is really worrying. You know, yeah, he'll have 1 good frontal army, but maybe he needs to just, I was going to say warp in Zealots and send them around the edge of the map, and looks like he's already preparing to do that. So these Zealots, I think, ready to kind of go down the side of the map after he sees Rogue push out. He doesn't want to take the risk of moving them down, getting them spotted, and having Rogue just isolate the Zealots, clean them up, and then push the front. Zealots on both sides, yeah. Neeb's starting to do this really well, but the creep is going to give so much warning And that's what really makes me feel very good about Rogue's map control situation. These Zerglings going to take a fight here. +2 melee Zerglings versus these Zealots. I don't think that was a good choice by Rogue. That was actually a really silly engagement. He's like, yeah, I got +2. We can do this, right? It's like, no, those are still charge lots, dude. They still two-shot the first Zergling they engage. Of course, charge does do 8 damage onto the charge target. So that's always big. And actually, there's no armor upgrade, so they two-shot every Zergling they fight anyway, so the charge doesn't even matter once you've got +1, unless there's carapace upgrades on equal par. Hive is now on the way, but we've already got Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. And this is what I was talking about in that previous game. Normally, you'd go Broodlords, but Neeb's the kind of guy who's just like preemptively making Tempests. So in this case, he's actually going straight to carriers. Look at this defense, though. Yeah, a few Banelings go down, but Rogue's shutting it down. He's got 85 drones. As I said, he's playing this big economy Hydra Bane style. Now, I like the way he's skipping the extra gas and he's saying, you know what, I don't have the craziest Baneling count earlier, but, you know, it's building up steadily, and I've had so much money to just throw Zerglings at you from the counterattack, so I'm going to keep having that count. I do feel he needs a 7th and probably an 8th gas here as well off this economy. Otherwise, I do think it is a mistake from Rogue, so keep an eye on that economy and that mineral gas ratio. We'll have to see how it pans out. For now, is there a Spire? There isn't. What is the transition? What's the Hive for? Is this Ultras? Are we seeing Ultra Hydra Bane? Okay, we've got Baneling drops loading up. There we go, Baneling drop in the main base. Probes have been pulled. Ooh, oh my god, these are +2. Get out of there. He's got a Mineral Walk. Okay, the probes are going to make it to safety. We've got a Baneling drop coming down there. Banelings running in on the 3rd. Oh my god, we've got Banelings dropping there. We've got Banelings dropping here. Banelings coming from every single angle. Hot damn. Rogue coming in with an insane multi-prong. And no! No! Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's so funny. Holy shit. That is hilarious. Oh my god. That's amazing. Oh, that's so funny. Fuck my life. Oh, that's hilarious. GG's. This is an all-in now from Neeb. Neeb needs to break him right now. He needs to kill this. He's on 18 probes. He just lost 64 probes in the space of about 30 seconds. That's so many Banelings! But, oh my god, a little bit of a wasteful engage there. Rogue, pull it together. If you die to this army, you're going to hate yourself. No, pull back. There's no reason to engage out here. He's going in a bit too preemptively. He does get the last High Templar. That's the key. But, I mean, there's still 3 carriers with a good interceptor count. He doesn't have a lot of minerals to be replenishing those, but, I mean, oh my... No, Neeb can't possibly break him with this. He can. Where's the... Oh my god, no! What are you doing? Pull back! You shouldn't be fighting! He's got no economy! I guess he wants to take the position, but... I guess he has the numbers? Okay, there's no other splash. There's no... Okay, he was out of interceptors as well, I think. Alright, GG. I was like, if he loses to this is like the dumbest game ever. But I guess he just had nothing to kill the Zerglings, right? It's just like a few Immortals, no Archons or anything. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. GG's. GGG's. Oh my god. So, yeah, 64 workers killed. That was insane. I want to go back and watch that drop again one more time, because that was just hilarious. So, let's look at the setup for that, guys. So, he's like, oh shit, the Zealot count is coming. Even while that's happening, he's queued up this Overlord to go right around the right-hand side and drop there. He is queued up. He's got this Overlord ready to drop in the middle once everything else gets in position. Where's the other Overlord? Where's the other Overlord that he sends down the left? I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it, guys. I don't know. There it is. He queued that up earlier. Okay, so it's queued up to drop in the main. This Overlord's going down the right. This Overlord's here. And then once he cleans this up, he's just like, okay, let's just grab all my Banelings and just throw those into your mineral lines. Oh my god. So these guys come in, force the natural and the main to evacuate to the other side of the Adept. And this Adept just is like, haha, Banelings wash up on me. You can't get past me, buddies. And then this Overlord drops, forces these probes to split. These Banelings run in. Neeb's trying to split them. And then he just like is trying to pull his army back. And just all those probes sitting there die. He needed to mineral walk those back into the main and natural. And then he would have been okay. He would have just lost one base of workers, which for that many banelings, when you've already got a good army with storm and carriers, like it's acceptable, right? But that was a sick maneuver from Rogue. Sick maneuver. Takes the game. GG's. Someone was complaining that I'm blocking the income. I very rarely have the income tab up. Very, very rarely. That's just whenever the unit I'm clicking on dies. So yeah. You can also see the work account, so like the actual income, unless they've been losing a lot of bases, is like usually you can tell just from their work account what their income is. So yeah, sorry to be teasing you with like the edge of a statistic there, but that's just kind of how the overlay works. Do I look hungry? I'm not hungry, dude. Though actually, I do have more of that brownie shit, which I think I'm gonna eat. Have I tried cannon rushing and lost and found? It's a pretty strong specific. Oh, is there a really dirty spot? No, I haven't yet. Dude, there's so much to explore on this map pool. There's so many cool things I want to try out. So many. How often do I cast official events as classic QB? Okay, so like this sort of cast I'm doing right now on my stream, I try to do like a few times a week. Usually right after lunch. But these are just replays, right? This is not live. This is not like, hey guys, the official tournament cast. This is just me grabbing replays, which a lot of the hardcore fans have already watched, and just putting my own spin on it, watching the games because it's fun to kind of just see what the pros are doing. Sometimes I've seen part of the matches, sometimes I've seen all of it. Usually I try to cast matches I haven't watched before because it's more interesting for me, and then we can see what's going on. Can we see the Neeb camera on that? Oh, I should have done that, Blumkin. All right, I'll try to do a little bit more first-person views, and we can try and see it. No, I just had a few drinks last night, Hikagaya. My voice is always a lot deeper after I have a few drinks. But don't worry. I'm not sick or anything like that. Yeah, everyone always thinks I'm sick if I've had a few beers the night before. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I'm tired. I am tired. I am low on energy. We're gonna move into that next game. Give me 12 seconds to refill my glass of water. We'll be diving straight on in. 1 second. Ooh, sorry guys. All right, let's go. Here we go, guys. All right. Spawning up here in the top left-hand side, top right-hand side of Blackpink. In the blue, the Zerg player, representing Jin Air Green Wings. He's just tied it up 1-1. It is Rogue. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, in the red, the Protoss player. He is Neeb. Still the worst cheer for any player at any sporting event ever. The American fans at Austin, was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. Neeb. People thought they were booing because they didn't have the crowd mic'd on the stream. People were like, are they booing? People were like, no. This is the Neeb cheer. I really hope we get that cheer going again, because this WCS Austin coming up in about a week and a half or actually I think it's only 1 week when it starts. Just over a week is actually my first ever cast in America. I'm really looking forward to it. Oh shit, Jin Air Green Wings has spotted it. Oh my god, a cheeky cannon rush from Neeb. Okay, so he's going to go for the wall-in down here. Now this is a very conservative cannon rush. He's going to go straight for the wall-in? He doesn't have the money. He fucked it. No, he had the money for that. He could have done it. Oh no, Neeb fucked it. He's chronoing probes, right? Yeah, he's gonna go put a gateway down at home. One probe did go down, so he's trying to change gears. No, he's gonna go straight for the Nexus. Oh, this is not great. This is pretty pristine hold from Rogue. Oh, Rogue's in such a good spot. Like, his pull was very delayed because he pulled drones so quickly, but there's no hatch tech drops. That's the important thing here. The real problem if you do this sort of opening as Neeb normally is, like, certain Ling all-ins or just Ling drops in the main used to be such a nightmare because your gateway, your core is so late. But you know what? I don't know. Maybe Neeb can transition out of this. My instinct says Rogue's quite far ahead. But you know, he cancelled one of the pylons. He only let one finish. He pulled 2 probes only. Didn't really build anything else. Went straight back to probing. Rogue did have to pull a bunch of drones for a little bit. He delayed his spawning pool. You can see his queens are very delayed. They're about 20 seconds, 25 seconds late, something like that. It's not the worst situation for Neeb, but I would definitely favor Rogue here. I think Neeb definitely panicked a little bit, saying, oh fuck, I don't have the money. Probably deselected his build menu, then said, wait, I do have the money, reselected it, and he let that drone slide in. I think he could have got that 3rd pylon down. If he got that block up, he would have built a cannon there, probably cancelled this pylon at the last second to get the money back, so that he's not, you know, building 3 pylons for no reason, and he would have been able to establish it. And I would have loved to see what Neeb's transition from that would be. Would Neeb commit with a gateway at the front and go full Turkey Dano, Print F style? Or would we see him go for, you know, just like take the Nexus behind it, like very conservative cannon rush? I feel like it would be a conservative cannon rush just because he's Neeb, but who knows. Fast Stargate, Adept, and Warp Gate on the way. Zealot in the wall. It's a pretty fat choke point. That Zealot needs to be positioned, I think, slightly up and to the left to be centered. But since I am the master of having... there we go, yeah, he adjusts it just as I said it. I think even now, I think it needs to be slightly down and to the right, just like the tiniest bit back in the other direction. I'm the master of having Ling slide into my base, so it's always I always think it's a little bit funny when I'm sitting here criticizing Neeb. I'm like, oh shit, he just killed the magic. Is that the Magimech or the Salbot? I'm not sure which one it is on each side of the map. I think we can only see them when they're actually revealed, right? Where are they? Wow, Neeb killed the critter anyway. Apparently there's like a curse in Brood War. If you killed the critter, you always lost the game. We'll see how we go. Very fast Twilight behind this. So going to be a Glaive Adept follow-up. Rogue is coming in. Ooh, if Rogue sees that Twilight, Neeb is going to regret placing it out in the open like that. So we'll take an eye on that in a little while. Neeb is going to go across the map, takes out one Zergling, takes out another Zergling. Good focus fire by Neeb. Yeah, good hustle on those Adepts. Does manage to slide out of danger. Ooh, goes a little bit deep though. And that Adept otherwise would have started regenning by now, but instead she's weak. It's going to kill a few more, and we'll get one Adept out. This time, much better trade than the previous games. Does kill like 9 Zerglings. But let's see if the Overlord did go down to the Phoenix. Did it spot? It spotted the Twilight. Oh, it got vision. Oh, it got vision. So I think Rogue is probably going to go for... he's building Spores, so I think he's thinking about Archon, DT, Archon drop follow-up. Actually, no. Obviously, that's just for the Oracles. Jeez, my brain is all over the place. But yeah, he's probably going to be building plenty of Roaches, I think, for this Adept timing. Especially when the Zerglings, if they come to the front and see a few more Adepts, he's going to be, like, really safe. Already 7 Roaches on the way. Oh, Rogue. Rogue might do an aggressive timing, but I would say these are... Yeah, I don't know. I'm 50-50. These Roaches do seem a little bit too early. If he builds any more Roaches or Lings, it's 100% aggressive. There we go. Okay, he's going to do a big Roach Ling attack and try to kill Neeb's 3rd. If Neeb doesn't defend that 3rd, he's in big troubles. He's just started his Robo, and it's on location. If he loses this 3rd, it's game over. You can't afford to lose your Robo. Doesn't have a Void Rain production. He now sees the Adepts, but does he realize this commitment? He does! A Void Ray begins, but he's supply capped! Oh, sweet Jesus, that is terrible to be supply capped at this moment. These Adepts trying to threaten behind the push. There's Queens coming with it as well. Actually, 5 Queens? Oh my god, that's too many. Void Ray is not even going to help here, man. I think Neeb needs to give up the 3rd and needs to pull back to his natural. We've seen players defend this recently in GSL where they just give up the 3rd. They build like 6 shield batteries on their natural and they just try to pull back. He's going to try and hold down here, but yeah, nah, there's no way. There's just no way. Oh, has to cancel the shield batteries on the low ground. The Oracle tries to take out a Ravager, gets deflected, and achieves next to nothing. The Oracle now out of energy, unable to really achieve anything. The Adepts do have Glaives, which allows them to massacre Zerglings. The problem is they don't have range. So Ravagers are going to do incredibly well versus them. Yeah, Neeb's just dead. He doesn't have the material. And a great attack there from Rogue. Did feel like he had an edge after that early... Almost knocked over my glass of water. Oh shit. I felt like he had an edge after the failed cannon rush. That's a very strong timing attack. People have been doing that on Blackpink because you kind of get in between the natural and third, and it's really hard for the Protoss to defend. Definitely need some different tools. And yeah. Does Blizzard just email you and ask you to cast? How does that all work? Says Classic Kubi. I mean, yeah, essentially. I mean, email, Skype, etc. Yeah, depending on how we get in contact. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of, you know, the established crew, right? So I've been doing it for years now, so it's just kind of weird because I'm like, oh wait, so when I did first start, I guess the first time I ever cast events, I guess I just got like an email from Apollo or something, because it was for WCS back when ESL were running the whole show, and yeah, and they were just like, hey, you want to come do this? And you know, nowadays it's more run by Blizzard's side, so the Blizzard esports guys will reach out and be like, hey, you know, but they're pretty good about talking to us at the start of the year, and you know, they also take our input on like what events we would like to do. For me, I really wanted to do the American event this year, as well as the Canadian event, because a lot of my fan base is up there for this, like the stream. So being able to actually come and do events where my viewers are from is amazing, because I can actually meet up with subs and people who watch the stream and people who hang out, rather than, you know, just kind of doing events in China all the time where, you know, I meet the occasional fan there, but most of the people don't really know who I am in China, as you would imagine, since I don't cast in Chinese. But yeah, generally speaking, they take our input on what events we'd like to do. Obviously, they have the final say, and they kind of let us know. But usually, sometimes they let us know many months ahead. Sometimes it's organized a little bit more just beforehand. It's always good fun, though. It's always good fun. It's always an amazing opportunity. So absolutely love doing some WCS casts. Here we go, guys. We're still here in the Hangzhou Carnival semifinals. And semifinals. And up here in the top left, one game away from sealing the deal, it is Jinair Greenwing's Rogue. And his opponent down here in the bottom right-hand side. He's still representing Ting, right? I haven't been introducing his team. It is Ting's Neeb. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has like crazy data and stuff, right? Wherever he is in the world, he's just like, I can watch Netflix anywhere on my phone because I am sponsored by a phone company. It's like, so jealous, man. When I'm overseas, I like don't even buy local data sims. I'm like, nope. I just go from Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi. People are like, oh, you want to meet up later? Yeah, just like, you know, call me or WhatsApp me. And I'm like, yeah, if I can find Wi-Fi, I will. I'm that fucking guy who doesn't want to spend $20 to get a Wi-Fi, to get like a data sim overseas. Because I'm like, I'm gonna have to throw it. I'm probably not even gonna use it more than once or twice. And then it's just super annoying if I want to go meet up with people away from Wi-Fi. I'm like, Ting only operates in NA. Wouldn't they have, I mean, surely they'd have roaming services, though, where they'd give him, like, a sick deal, right? Where he gets, like, unlimited roaming. I'm sure they'd have roaming services. Like, right? They'd just have deals for international stuff. They probably just expense his international data, yeah. I would imagine so. Let's go to Rieg. I just combined Neeb and Rogue into one word. Rogue's camera. So Rogue is the late game god, guys. We didn't really get to see that in Backwater, because Backwater is such a turtley map, and he kind of meted on it by trying to go ultras. Also, because I feel like the early game didn't really go his way, so I feel like he was trying to do special things to get back in the game, and he almost did. You know, the muters and everything. But here on Neon Violet, it's a more straightforward late game map, so we're just kind of watching from Rogue's camera point of view for a little while here. And I'm very quickly realizing that's a terrible idea because it'll make you dizzy. Let's watch from Neeb's. Does Neeb make us dizzy? Alright, Neeb also makes us dizzy. Let's not do that, and we can just follow a probe. That's a better idea. RTS, GMR said, sorry dude, just saw this. He said, hey, I've got an idea. Like StarCraft highlights on YouTube, can you take that Baneling attack, for example, not as a highlight, but as the breaking point of the game, and then you can kind of, you know, go over that and explain why and how games are won and lost, which builds worked or didn't work, why, etc. Oh, like kind of do like a review series of famous matches. It's very hard to do and make it look nice, RTS GMR, without like fancy editing and stuff. It's also hard to do without really just feeling like you're kind of really stealing other people's content, you know, in terms of if you steal it from like an actual tournament cast. But if you have a replay like this, yeah, you can absolutely do that sort of stuff. I basically just do whatever I find interesting on the stream. And the only YouTube content I do is all cut from my stream. And I know some people kind of expect a little bit of a higher quality than that. And they get a little bit annoyed. They're like, why don't you just edit all these YouTube videos? And the thing is, YouTube doesn't really make a lot of money unless you have an absolutely monstrous amount of views coming in. Monstrous. You know, so until I have huge amounts of views, you know, for me, it's something where I like YouTube as a way to basically bring the highlights and the best parts of my Twitch stream to the viewers who can't always watch on my regular live stream slots. And to also put up resources for people to help learn from. But I very rarely will like sit there and say like, hey, I'm going to edit a video and stuff like I used to do with my pig dailies, where I'd actually script something out and I'd pre-record and stitch a few segments together or something like that. I very rarely do that stuff. All right, guys, let's talk about the game. This was a Glaive Adept build? No, these are not Glaive Adepts. Now, the reason Adepts are really powerful on this map is that they can't really get surrounded in here by Lings. So that's always like a safe point. And these Adepts are very early in the game. He's going to force a lot of Zerglings out. He does see Lings popping, and I think that was the trigger to cancel that Shade for sure. I think Neeb's got to be careful though. Oh, he's got to get back. Trying to at least slow down the creep. And 2 Stargate Phoenix behind this. Rogue has spotted 1 Stargate, but not the second one. Doesn't know it's 2 Stargates. If I were Rogue right now, I would be holding down the drone key, making a lair, and going directly for Spire, and going for Corruptors. I think that would be a great way to play it from here, but really needs to be super mineral focused. And luckily for Rogue, with the Heavy Queen, the Zergling upgrade opening, still on 1 gas. This is a rule of 1 gas opening, and this is a very popular way for players to play against Stargate openings from Protoss. But against the 2-star Phoenix, I mean, Rogue is going to have to be careful, because 1 Spore, a few extra Queens is not going to cut it. If these Overlords are just kind of floating out in the middle of nowhere, that's all fodder for these Phoenixes, right? So these Phoenixes are growing. Now, you got to remember, as Rogue here, you've gone, hey, I spotted the Stargate building 2 minutes ago. Why haven't I seen an Oracle? What is going on? And at some point, you do have to wonder, what the hell is this Protoss up to? Neeb, of course, does have a 3rd base finishing on the back, already taking the gases there. Could be a Skythor style. He's got +1 weapons. Take this base out here, or maybe even this base, and go up to that. These Adepts still trying to threaten, trying to be as annoying as possible. The Phoenixes dive in there, but they have to pick up the Queen and immediately drop it. There's so many Queens there. Neeb's got to feel his heart sink. Say, what the hell? How prepared can you possibly be, you psychopath? Who builds that many Queens? Rogue says, the guy who spots a Stargate and then wonders why you never actually built anything off it. That's who. The guy who's already got 3 spores in the main. But you know what? Neeb actually does get an Overlord, gets a drone or 2. Rotating the weakened Phoenix to the back. Good usage there. Very nicely done. Look at these Adepts. Oh my god, they're so annoying. Rogue's like, that's it. You're done. Get out of here. Get out of it. Oh, he finishes the Shade. Not a good choice. Should have stayed there and fought that one out. Would have had a better trade there. Phoenixes are down here. We've got a Robo behind this. I think Neeb might swap into regular ground play. Has a bunch of sentries. And it seems like this is as many Phoenix as he will be building. 10 Phenai are out. A Phoenix falls. Another Phoenix is about to fall. Heavy damage on a few of them. Up to 13 workers killed, as well as a few Overlords. You know, he's doing a little bit of damage, but what's the next step? Twilight and Forge only just starting. Oh, God. There is a Spire on the way. If Neeb can keep these Phoenix alive, that's going to stop Mutas coming out. Corruptors are going to be a pain, but Corruptors will not kill the ground. So if Neeb can defend this 4th, get up to Storm, start building up that Immortal count, you know, Neeb can turn this into a more normal game. But Rogue really could just drone another 10 workers and be in a monstrous position. I think the threat here for Rogue is if Rogue kind of says, hey, let's just focus really hard on getting out a big wave of Corruptors, but then there's, you know, enough ground-based anti-air to stop them from killing any Nexi, doesn't catch the Phoenixes if these Phoenixes stay alive, and if he's still only here on 72 workers, that's a shame. Right now, he really needs to be transitioning workers down to this base. I would have loved to see him take the front base as his 5th as well. Templar Archives is on the way. Charge and +1 are on the way. Ling Bane trying to come in here. Sorry, guys. Nice force fields, though. Did block out the Banelings, but the 3rd, 4th base still does go down. Terrible observing by me. My apologies. I do suck at observing. But yeah, nice force fields. Keeps all the units alive, which is more important. If you lose the units there, the next wave of Lings is going to kill the 4th anyway. This way, he can at least rebuild the 4th, establish his position, and hold on to it. And that's important. We've got those Corruptors out. They're going to group up and say, get out of my base to the Phoenixes. And might be able to do a P attack. So that's one thing Neeb has to keep his eyes on. Might need to make like a few cannons or stalkers in the main or something like that. Storm is on the way. High Templar are morphing in. Going to be getting that Storm energy. Ton of gas income for Neeb. That back base. So little minerals, so much gas. It's insane. This base brings in almost as much gas as it does minerals. We can see the income tab there. A ton of gas mining on both sides. And what's next for Rogue? Are we going to see a hive? Corruptors are going to come in. Oh, they're going to do it. They're going to jump on that. But the Phoenix are just going to run forward. Okay, so you could see Neeb going in. He thought he was going to break it. He thought he was going to break P and try to fight. So Neeb was like going in and then trying to pull back immediately because he thought the only reason Rogue P'd was to try to bait him into the engagement. But nice micro from both sides, and it seems like the Phoenix and the Corruptors are trading out. I think this is a good choice by Neeb to go back here because, you know, the Muta Swap is deadly. But if you keep 4 or 5 Phoenix alive, you're like, yeah, I don't care so much about Muta Swap. It's not as big a threat. Blink is on the way as well. I like that. That's a safety precaution. Once again, in case of mutas or anything like that. It also can be used against Broodlords. And it looks like just Mass Hydra Bane. And 92 workers now? Rogue. I don't think Rogue meant to do that. This happens to pros on these maps with these weird half bases. They sometimes lose track of their work account. I'm pretty certain that's what's happened here. You can play with this sort of work account, but you need to basically just roll Banelings in from all sides because Banelings are one of the most supply efficient units, and because they do such sudden burst damage, it's a good way to just kill workers, kill units before your opponent kind of gets all their units in position to stop it. So you can see tons of Banelings morphing. You know, he's thinking about, say, knocking down a gateway and running in, but there's a sentry here. Neeb is so well prepared. There's a gold base on the way, which is great. But we've got Stargate tech with the Fleet Beacon already on the way as well. So 3 Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. Carriers are starting. +2 ship weapons is starting. Neeb is kind of just gone into the ground play just to stay safe. And is looking good. How many Hydras we got? 22 Hydras, 40 Banelings, 13 more morphing. It's going to be 53 Banes, 20 Hydras, and some Zerglings trying to start to siege this base. Cannons and shield batteries already in position. High Templar, sentries, more shield batteries are building. And Ling Bane going to try and break that natural. Banelings roll in the front. No force fields land. All the sentries are removed. The Banelings are coming in on the natural at the same time, but they pull back. A storm is why they pull. I was like, wow, there's no force fields. Oh my god! They get the Cyber Core. At the same time, Neeb gets baited into the open, but there we go. Brings the High Templar down. A little bit slow on that storm there, but most of the Banelings are gone. With the Banelings being gone, there's no threat to the High Templar, and they can come forward. There's that real dance that goes on. The Gateway units, the Archons, the Immortals, try to shoot down the Banelings combined with Psystorm. The High Templar run away from the Banelings, but whenever the Hydras are engaging, they need to get in there and drop that storm where the Hydras will overwhelm. Still a gigantic 90 worker economy for Rogue here. The gold base, fully mining. We've got a 6 base up here in the north as well. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th base, if we count this shitty half base in the back. The pleb base, as it were. Carriers coming forward. That base is going to go down. Nice snipe here by Rogue. Rogue's actually fighting the Interceptors with the Hydras right now, letting these Banelings come forward. It's hard for Neeb to get the army down here, but he is taking a pretty damn good fight. Oh my god, the Baneling count is crazy, but they all wash up on those 2 Archons. Even though the Archons are gone, there's just nothing left over here for Rogue. Neeb's army still looking quite strong, and I say that at the same time. Let's do a quick rewind, guys. I totally missed it again. Thankfully, we're casting off replays because look at this. 3 plus 2 Banelings. During that distraction, clears out the entire mineral line on the third. Oh my god. Knocks Neeb down to 48 probes. The frontal flight was good for Neeb, but it was good because he was putting all of his focus and micro into it. He should have been watching up here. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Those Banelings worked their way around this cannon. The southern cannon had already died in the previous fight, and now Neeb's economy is wrecked. It's wrecked. Neeb has got to rebuild. He's got carriers out, so don't get me wrong. There's always a way to get back in these games when you're Protoss and you've got, you know, interceptors which cost very little money to replace. They're not quite free units, but they're the next best thing. And, you know, he's got some upgrades for those flies. He lost the Cyber Core, so he's actually only got +1 on the carriers. Does he have Graviton Catapult? Yes, he does. These interceptors do launch very quickly. This time the probes did all evacuate from that base. They did get back to safety. More Hydra Bane coming in. Corruptors coming in as well. Uh-oh. Carriers in the open. Where's the Psystorm? And one carrier at the front is getting focused down. Oh, he's going to lose that carrier. But looks like the other 2 carriers should be able to take out these Corruptors. Corruptors do not have any upgrades. If he had, say, 2 Carapace upgrades, he would just, you know, ignore the Interceptors since they do 2 attacks. Therefore, double the armor modifiers take effect. But as it is, the carriers managed to survive. A 5th carrier is on the way right now. 5 Immortals, 2 Archons, 4 carriers, 9 High Templar. It's all about that Psystorm for the efficiency. Trying to rebuild the probe count. Rogue here is at 96 drones, and that's got to be a mistake. Right now, there's got to be a base that's oversaturated, right? Nope, nope. Rogue is so awesome. I love Rogue. Rogue is actually mining efficiently with 96 workers. Just a few too many extra on this gold base. So Rogue is just trying to drown Neeb in this game. He knows he's not going to have the numbers to just fully win the army fights. But he's got so much money, he should be able to just keep drowning Neeb out, right? At least that's kind of the idea here. Is the economy difference enough to make up for the resources lost difference, though? That's the question. At some point, Rogue needs to find a more efficient fight if he wants to close out this game. This might be it. The Corruptors come forward. Oh my lord, the Storms, though, all over those Corruptors. And he does take out 1 or 2 carriers, but Jesus, that is not the engagement you needed. He's down 11,000 resources lost. I mean, mining with an extra 30 workers sounds good, but you can't be this inefficient. I think these Corruptors need to be flying into the main. They need to be fishing for the carriers as they rally out of the Stargates. Shoot the Nexus here. Bring more Banelings into the mineral line. Bring 4 or 5 Corruptors and P on this Nexus from the side. You know, I think we need multi-prong urination action. We need multi-prong Baneling explosions. Like, Rogue needs to get down and dirty on Neeb's base. He can't just crash in the front. Sometimes we've seen Dark do this before as well, where he says, look, I've got so many bases, I can play inefficiently, I can roll over the top. But there's only so much inefficiency you can handle. You know, you're allowed a margin for bad fights, but you cannot push too far past that margin or your opponent will simply win in the long run, even though he's mined less resources. And that is where this game is heading right now. This is where Rogue needs to start turning things around. He's on a mostly Baneling army, but my god, the Psystorms crush the Banelings. And there we go. More of them land on the Corruptors. Great micro pulling back the weakened Corruptor. A Void Ray even joins in. Some Banelings did come in from behind and caught a lot of the High Templar. I think there's only 1 Psystorm left here. And Psystorm's his own Void Rays. That was a mistake. He must have cast that one earlier on in the fight. And he's going to try to push on out. I think Neeb might try and catch these Queens. That's a lot of Queens that have come down. I think Rogue has realized these Queens are just wasting supply. Actually, not really. I mean, you've got so much income still. You need to leave at least a few Queens injecting, Rogue. This is not enough hatcheries, unless you've queued up endless injects, and he has not queued up injects. I don't think bringing all the Queens to the front is the right call here for Rogue. We might potentially see his lava struggle in the next minute or two. Right now, though, once again, one-directional mode. Rogue could just roll Banelings in the top and take that base out. Could run Corruptors in the main. It's undefended, it's bare. But Rogue here is just, he's not thinking it through. If he wins one game, he's going to close out this series. But he's headbutting into Psystorm once more. And look at this, the Void Rays are just wrecking the Corruptors. The Corruptors were actually fighting the Interceptors there. He's so focusing on the Transfuse that he didn't focus fire. He finally focus fires, takes out 1 Void Ray, and everything's gone. I think Neeb can even chase this down now. Neeb, holding on, being the rock that just hangs on here. I mean, he realizes he needs his whole army together. He needs to take these perfect fights, but Rogue is playing into that. Rogue is playing this series, of attacks not the correct way. He's now sending some overlords in, and I think he might be realizing, wait, this main base is wide open. He's rotating his whole army to the north right now, but where was this a few minutes ago? Where is this when he's hitting the south side at the same time? He can't keep on hitting from one angle, and I think now he's realized that, and he's saying, I think he's just given up on this idea altogether. Zerglings are going to hit from the right. They are going to surround those Zerglings and Archons. Banelings roll into the mineral line. He gets a big hit on the probes there. There we go. That's a good little assault. The thing is, I feel like if he mixed this sort of tactical awareness with the sheer numbers that he was also using before, we'd see this game be over already. Instead, now Rogue is backing up and he's saying, let's play a much longer game. I'm not going to break you. He's massing spores. He's going into infestors. He's saying, okay, let's build spores outside your base. Let's siege you down that way. Stop you from ever taking this base or this base, and you will starve out. The minerals in the main, almost completely gone. The gas is gone there as well. Minerals in the natural and the back third, both almost completely gone. We've got a healthy front base with quite a few thousand more minerals on it. Healthy fourth base with half the mineral patches about to mine out, but the other half going strong. So Neeb's still got quite a lot of money left on these bases, whereas Rogue has actually mined out a lot of the bases. So if Rogue wants to play this game, I think he should already be taking these frontal expansions and trying to mine out of them before Neeb pushes out and secures them for himself. Otherwise, Rogue is going to start running out of bases, because this base, very low. Main base, almost completely out. This base running low. And the thing is, the difference on the 4th and 5th, you can see Rogue's 4th and 5th are almost completely out, whilst Neeb's is still relatively fresh. So Rogue has been vastly less efficient this game, and that could come to bite him in the butt. This attack on the north gets defended by Zealots. At the same time, Zealots pushing through the middle. There's not a lot of Zerglings and Infestors here. Have we got Adrenal Glands? No. +3 melee is done though. A few Corruptors are getting chased down. A big Carrier Storm Archon Void Ray push here. I don't think they can win against the Spores. Oh, a big Fungal on the flying units. And an Infestor or two do go down. Neeb's trying to get out of there right now. A few Fungals land on the Void Rays trying to trap them, but oh, nice Fungal on the High Templar, on the Void Rays. These Corruptors have got to back off though. I don't think he can keep fighting out here. No, Rogue with a big overextension there. Gets ahead of himself trying to fight that out. And I think Neeb, geez, he's 18,000 resources ahead in the units lost. He's going for the gold base now. Zerglings are immediately going to get a cancel. But if Neeb can maybe just push through right now, he's up 40 army supply. Rogue's got 89 drones. He's got a wall of spores here, but what is there to defend it? A couple of Zerglings, Queens, and Infestors. I think the Zealots, Archons, and High Templar are actually the units that can overwhelm this right now. It's hard for Neeb to know that, but his Interceptors are engaging these spores. He's losing a lot of spores right now. This is actually going to lower his overall damage output when the real fight starts. These Interceptors are being replaced reasonably quickly, but a lot of them gone. 2 Interceptors, 2 Carriers completely empty on Interceptors. The rest rather low. He needs to pull back and replenish those. Right now, we do not have a lot of detection. Observer just starting up for Neeb. He wants to try and clear this creep backwards. A few Archons joining up. Zerglings once again on the south side. Nothing in position to defend. Rogue so active with these Zerglings when he's down and out, when he's in the dirty position. I would have loved to see a little bit more of this earlier in the game. Hydra's Queens doing some nice damage, but the spores are starting to fall. The storm's running forward. These High Templar are completely unafraid, and it seems like there's just enough Archons to guard them against the Zerglings. And there we go. The transfuse energy is gone. The spore wall has been broken, and it seems like Neeb has weathered the storm. Once again, on one of the most defensible maps in the pool, he manages to resurrect himself, despite losing a ton of workers to Banelings, yet again. And Rogue has to tap out. Super critical, guys. I know I'm super critical, but I like to do these as kind of a learning cast. And there was a point there where Rogue did 3 attacks on the exact same angle, the exact same direction, into the center of Neeb's army. And the thing is, when you're playing this higher economy, I'm just going to overwhelm you style, it's not about the frontal engage. Let's watch these engagements again. Let me kind of talk you guys through it. Here. This fight was good because the army wasn't in position. And that's what you want, right? Maybe the fight's not efficient, but it's not crazy inefficient. At this point, the resources lost was not great, but it wasn't terrible. But we're going to see this get worse and worse as these fights go on, as he starts just headbutting Banelings in. The real way the damage is done here is this allows the Banelings to get in this mineral line. He clears out this whole mineral line, and that's what he stopped doing. He got great success with this one. Knocked Neeb down to the Stone Age in terms of economy. Neeb still had a great tech, great army. But he lost his flyer attack upgrades as well, remember, guys. So he only starts these cyber cores now, and these upgrades take forever to get restarted. But then he rotates his whole army, one directional push. And this is where things start to get sloppy. If he ran in with 20 Zerglings, he cancels the Nexus. Big win. Banelings get a few kills. Okay, cool. You know, but alright, let's back off now. We're not really getting anything done here. And he's like, well, I've shown my army here, now I'm going to headbutt. And the problem is he does this about 5 more times. So he does it, tries to roll through, tries to roll through, tries to roll through. And there's a few more minutes where he keeps doing it. And in each of these fights, what if he was rolling on the top at the same time? This one, he kept trying to do it. This one got quite well defended, but even there, it was like... Oh wait, was this the previous attack? Oh no, he did that again, didn't he? Good split by Neeb. That was actually sick. Watch Neeb's camera. Watch Neeb's camera on this one, guys. This is how you know you're watching a literal god. Watch Neeb's camera. Oh shit, here comes a huge army. Storm, storm. Okay, bam, bam, storm, storm, storm. Oh shit, my third base has... Wait. Wait, no, no, no. I didn't even see him command those probes. The frack? I'm not even on his camera now. I'm trying to figure out what Neeb did. He did. Honestly, you could barely see it. He actually did box those probes. He did it so fucking fast. You can barely catch it in the replay. You see that? What the hell? He did. He did split that. He goes up and he goes box click in the fraction of a second. I'm gonna slow. It's on normal speed. Watch. Okay, so part of the reason it's hard to catch is because if we're on his camera, it kind of drags us there, but he would have camera hotkeyed. And what he does is he goes box click, box click. So he grabs those probes and runs them there, and these probes and runs them there. It's not like the most epic perfect pre-split, but it does actually minimize the kills a little bit. Good shit, good shit. Very quickly done. Very, very good. Anyways, GG, well played. 2-2, guys. Holy shit, this series is way longer than I thought, so I guess we gotta finish the whole series! So we got a few people in chat saying, lol, Rogue played this game like a silver. He tunnel visioned, lol, lol, lol. Silver, really? Okay, guys. Alright. Alright, Silver. I think that was about Silver League play, right? Yeah, totally. Oh, Twitch chat, never change. Jensen says, I love how every one of your YouTube videos lasts 2 or 3 seconds too long. Welcome to the Twitch export cutting feature, where I choose a time and then it cuts it a few seconds after that. But yeah, I'm never sure how long it's going to cut, so I'm like, I'd rather it have a few seconds extra than it cut off at the awkward point. It's, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's a replay from a previous patch. I've got to hop in, hop out. Takes a second. BlizzCon champion, Silver League player, yeah. He played like 6k MMR. Trash. I love you guys. Give me the gigs. No, it's cool, Jensen. I actually forgot that it did that, to be honest. I thought they might have fixed that, but I guess not. So, guys, we're in the final game. We're in the final game. Semifinals tournament with how much money was on the line? Does anyone know the prize pool? It was like 100k. 50k, something like that. Dustin, man, thanks for the one viewer host, dude. Sorry I didn't see that till just now. Much love, friend. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, he's played bloody well, but I swear this is Neeb in a nutshell. Neeb hanging on in these just crazy messy positions where he's made mistakes, and I'm sure he's like, "You're an idiot, Neeb. I can't believe you did this mistake." But the fact that he hangs on against such amazing players is always what astounds me. Gas first opening, by the way, guys. So this is a very interesting opening by Neeb. I've seen this one before. I'm just trying to remember why you go gas first with this build. So it's still a 20 Nexus and a 20 Cybercore. Sorry, we're on 2 times speed. My bad, guys. Whoops. I think it's just for a really fast Stargate, right? I think it's just, yeah, so you can get Warp Gate and Stargate at the same time. I think that's why Neeb does this. Okay, cool. Cosmic! Thank you so much, Cosmic Egg. 5 months of resub. Much love, friend. Appreciate that, dude. Alright, what do we got? So this is interesting. Fast third hatch once again from Rogue. Gonna be doing this very economic opening. Queen from the natural first, because you want your first inject to pop here, because this is the base where your drones are going to be mining from. The main's already full. Drones up to 27 supply, and then builds an Overlord, I believe. We'll see it in a second. Might even prioritize building it in the main base. Yeah, because you'd rather have the drones popping out of the lava closer to the mineral patches. Love the efficiency of these players. And indeed, Warp Gate, Adept, straight into a Stalker, and a Stargate. So this is a very gas-heavy opening. You see a lot of players who want a fast Stargate, and you'll see them delay Warp Gate research specifically to afford that. But in this case, Neeb went gas first. Otherwise, the build order is very similar, but it allows him to get out the fast Adepts, the fast Warp Gate, the fast Stargate, and to even get a Stalker rather than a second Adept, which can shut down this Overlord. Oh my god, sorry guys. I meant to press Vision. V for Vision there. Seamless replay cast here, pig. Seamless! Seamless viewer experience. Thank you, Singularity, for the 10-month resub. He says, GM players are worse than pro players are worse than Twitch chat. That is actually the hierarchy. That's actually just true. Oracle is on the way. Overlord sees that. Does not cancel it after the Overlord dies. 2 Adepts going to go across the map now. So it's like a delayed 2 Adepts. This is a cheeky 2 Adepts. I wouldn't mind him going up here, hiding, and then coming in a bit later. He's splitting them up? Oh, you got to be careful, Neeb. You got to be careful. He's hunting you, boy. Oh, don't go through there. Don't go through there, boy. Oh, no. Oh, actually manages to wedge them up against each other. So at least they're covering each other's back to limit surface area, but... yeah, not great. Neeb's been losing a lot of the Adepts early on. I feel like this is such a momentum shifter in this matchup. Definitely something you don't want to have happening. Twilight Council, second gateway, third gateway, and a Robo? Interesting. So I would have said Glaives, but the Robo makes me question it. Maybe not Glaives. Maybe just a Templar. Okay, Templar Archives in charge. Yeah. Extra gateways are going down. No Templar Archives. Just pull off gas. It's a charge that all in. Oh shit, Neeb's going to Filth City, guys. You thought Neeb was a clean boy. You thought Neeb was someone who just wanted to play a nice, clean, happy game of StarCraft. Oh, hells no, you were wrong. This Oracle comes back. It hasn't done any damage. The Adept's coming back. The Pylon gets forced down. These Zerglings pressuring the wall, but I don't think Rogue realizes, oh, that Adept actually shaded inside the wall. But Rogue has not spotted the gases. Rogue's Overlord's way out here. Rogue doesn't realize there's only 32 probes. No more probes being built at all. It's a Warp Prism. It's charge. And it's 8 gateways. This is the most disgusting all-in you can do. It is brutal, it is savage, and it wrecks Zergling play. The Roach Warren is only halfway done. This is such a late Roach Warren, and it's because Rogue says, you know what, I've killed some of your units at the front. I see you going for your third. There's no way you're pressuring me anytime. So look at this. The probe is faking, wanting to go for the third here. Neeb is playing this into the hands of Rogue is playing into the hands of Neeb. Neeb is just playing to the image right now. He's like, yeah, I'm a Protoss who wants a third base. And Rogue here is like, I'm droning 56 drones into roaches. You know what this is great against? A Charge Lot Archon pressure with a third base. You know what it's terrible against? Someone who's making 26 Charge Lots and trying to kill you. Oh, man, Rogue's in trubs. The Oracle is just going to pick a fight with his queen. No F's given, man. And here we go. Charge finishes right as the Zealots get in. I love the Spore Crawlers. They're going to try and stop that Warp Prism and Oracle getting in. The Oracle does go down. The Warp Prism says, fuck that. I'll just siege up over here. And I think we are going to see Neeb take down the Spore Crawler. That's cool. That's cool. Not many roaches out, not many queens. Rogue trying to fight out front. Dude, you can't fight out there. I don't know if this is the right call. Has a good amount of damage, but those Zealots have too much surface area. You've got to pull further back, I think, here. Yeah, pulling to the ramp. Should have pulled there earlier, I think. Because now these two Adepts starting to kill drones. These Zealots are going to break that ramp. Rogue stutter steps backwards, but he gives up the ramp. And with that, the Zealots will flood up to the high ground. We've got these Zealots out here fighting those roaches as they rally over, one or two at a time. And I'll tell you what, guys, a Zealot versus a Roach, if the Roach isn't microed perfectly, the Zealot will win that fight, despite being the kind of cheaper and easier to attain unit. Charge Zealots are amazing if the Roaches aren't in a big ball, and anytime they can get surface area. So unfortunately for Rogue here, defending a little bit more like Piggy than Serral. I think if there was one player who might have held on against this with such late warning, it was Serral. But even then, he would have had a pretty tough time of it. We saw Serral versus Showtime in Nation Wars, him defend and attack even with such late warning as this. And it was all about hiding in the mineral lines. It was all about building Evo chambers and just kind of sitting behind minerals, using workers on a hold position so the Zealots just couldn't get to them, really abusing the AI and the fact that the Zealots don't have range. But Rogue just kind of tried to get the numbers together and did not realize what was happening. You know, it's such a hard build to play against. Rogue was pushing for that economic edge. Did not expect Neeb to go all in game number 5. But hot damn. Hot damn. GG, well played by Neeb. Takes out the semifinals. 3 wins to 2 against a Rogue. Rogue. Personally, I think it's kind of fascinating that Rogue, I think, vetoed Acid Plant. This is a best of 5. They get 1 veto each. He vetoes Acid Plant. Neeb vetoes Biogenesis, right? I'm kind of surprised he vetoed Acid Plant over Neon Violet or over Backwater. Because either of those games, Rogue maybe could have won if it was a different map. So, yeah. If Showtime pulled the Zealots into the main, that game looks so different, says Jen Swift. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Showtime could have split up the Zealots and kind of just like tried to focus things down a bit more. You know, maybe the pressure got to him, but I think that's like mathematically, you've got to pull into the minerals. Like, and I think Serral was even greedier in that game, right? Which is why it was so amazing that Serral defended. But if we think about it, I think Rogue had a little bit more raw material there in terms of roaches and queens. If he sits on his ramp at his natural immediately, pulls a layer of drones to hold position in front of them, and then he's kind of like dancing on and off his ramp a little bit, he's going to lose the third 100%. I don't argue that. But I think maybe he can build up his roach count. Like, yeah.